good morning, and welcome to a special edition of Island Stat Sports Talk. I'm your host, Earl Beaston. Joining me is none other than Ajani Robinson, who recently was crowned an American Jump Rope Federation champion, winning 4 golds, 1 silver, and 1 bronze during the National Jump Rope Championships in Utah. But first of all, Ajani, welcome and congratulations. Um, let's talk a little bit about how you became interested in jump rope and then end up in the American National Championships.
All right. I originally started here in Bermuda with the Bermuda Bouncers. I was on the Bermuda national team and competed with them in 2018 and 2019, competing in Orlando, Florida at World Jump Rope 2018 and then Norway for World Jump Rope 2019. Um, when I moved to the US, we weren't being represented in the 2023 IJRU, which is the new combined jump rope federation that are basically in charge of everything jump rope now. So upon my move to the US for school, I joined my new club team, the YMCA Super Skippers, and began participating with the US national team. And that led to me participating in American Nationals and also being a member of the U.S. national team.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, did you feel out of depth being with the U.S. national team, not knowing anyone, or getting to know people in a different environment, different workspace, different all sorts of different. I mean, the U.S. probably has much more than has to offer when it comes to um, ways of means of training.
It wasn't so much being out of depth, mainly because I knew most of the people on the team. Like jump rope is a community that's pretty small to where you'll know everyone. So in joining the new club team, I knew half the members already. There were a lot of new people that I didn't know, but it did not take long to get to know them. And as far as the U.S. national team goes, it's been made up of people that I've known since the former World Jump Ropes and also people that I met um, through social media or just through names, and they would know me through names or conversations people have had about me. And it would be really easy to connect. And it's to the point where um, people on the US national team didn't even know I wasn't American.
So let me ask you: you walk into this gymnasium, just down the road from your school, to this new club. What was your ambitions, or what were your personal goals when joining this new club?
My personal goals were to better myself. I've been very much independent in my own betterment. Um, so having a team that will drive me forward was something that I was really looking forward to. There's just a lot of talent in that gym. Um, Speaking about the certain talent that is in that gym, Lauren Ellis, who is a like multiple time national and world champion, trains in that gym. So training with people like that is amazing and causes me to push myself even further than I did before.
Yeah. Now, what are some of the training habits, and the difference between um, what you were doing in Bermuda as opposed to what you've been doing overseas?
The different training habits definitely come down to me having more team events. When I was in Bermuda, we focused way more on the individual stuff and very minimal team events. But while being on my club team, um, we focus a lot more on team events. So our practices start off with 30 minutes of speed, and then we go on to do 30 minutes of each event that we have. So I'll just break it down for an example. So we'll do 30 minutes of speed training, which could be double dutch and single rope speed. And then also we have team single rope events and then team double dutch events. Then we also have individual single rope events that we'll all practice for 30 minutes in little breaks.
Sure. So what would you consider your strength? would you say you're a speedster? Because we watched a little video of you looking as if you were doing a speed event, but also I saw you doing another event where it was more endurance, looking for that longevity.
Yeah, I'd say two of my specialty events individually would be single rope individual freestyle, where I've consistently placed in the top five overall, and also the single rope triple unders event, which on the leaderboard coming into nationals, I was ranked second. Um, Unfortunately, during the triple unders event, one of my AirPods fell out, which caused me to drop prematurely at 103.
Ah, okay. Now let's talk a little bit about that. So when you're coming up with a routine, because obviously if you're doing a single event, if you're doing a double event, if you're doing a triple event or a team event, it's all about choreographing routines. Who do you rely on when it comes to, especially freestyle? Who do you rely on coming up with what you want to do or what goals you want to set for yourself in a routine?
That's mostly myself. Even in a lot of team events, I took a back seat when it came to one of the double dutch events because I'd never done it before this year. But as far as crafting routines goes, I'm a certified judge in the sport, so I know what's going to score well, what's not going to score well. In my individual single rope, I placed fifth at nationals, but that was unfortunately due to the fact that I had a lot of mistakes, and that was probably one of my worst run throughs of the year. But I still had the second highest male difficulty or content score overall. So if I would have had a cleaner run, I probably would have placed way higher.
Now, let me ask you, when looking at, well, you say you're a certified judge, but when you're looking at it, what other sport would you would you say recognizes what the ability of doing jump rope would be? I mean, I'm leaning towards, okay, you know, when someone asks someone to choreograph a gymnastic routine, you know, what do they look at? What are they, you know, comparing themselves to? So what would you compare a jump rope freestyle um, performance to in another
I
sport?
I would actually compare it to a gymnastics floor routine. I'd say the difference is that gymnastics has very limited like passes to where
Mm,
jump rope is very much go 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 go. Like
right.
you're not going to see a lot of filler in a jump rope routine. You're just going to see just everybody just throwing everything they can in that 1 minute 15 seconds that they have in their routine because
Mm.
we just have to do that or we won't have enough content score.
Right. Now, is there an amount of um, skipping that has to be done within that 1 minute 15 seconds that allows you to qualify to move on?
You'd have to place in the top six to go to finals or the American Grand National Championship. Unfortunately, they have a weird rule around that. For the U.S. national team, it's being a resident in the U.S., but for American national finals, you have to be a U.S. citizen. So I qualified for finals in, I think, six or seven events, but I couldn't go.
Yeah, when you look at the fact that knowing that you couldn't compete because you was an international in the final, um, you know, just trying to get as much as you can out of it. Do you think you satisfied all your goals and all your everything that you set out to do when leading up to the event?
I think there were a few things I was unhappy with, particularly the individual single rope and triple unders. But as far as my team events went, they went actually really well. I became a single rope speed and team and single rope freestyle pairs and double dutch pairs and double dutch speed national champion. So I think I'm pretty happy with those events, especially.
What do you think you need to do to improve on the ones? When you said your one of your performance was you had a lot of mistakes in there. What do you do to clean those things up?
I think right now it's going to be a lot of consistency training. I definitely had the content that I wanted in it, but it's about making that as consistent as possible. So, writing my routines now for the US national trials, which are in February, and making sure that my routine is polished by around December or November for the just month or two to just drill it out to make sure it is perfect.
Yeah, how much of a routine do you kind of share with the folk back in Bermuda? Only because you being able to compete in more team events and learning more individual stuff that you can share back, especially when home in Bermuda with jump with the federation here.
I preferably like to just send it over what I can. I do have messages with some people on the team to where I try and send advice. Or recently, they we had some rule changes in jump rope because the technical committee weren't happy with the way the routines were being formed. So I sent over rule changes and sent over advice for the Bermuda team, just to improve scores and just to make sure that they're in the best place possible to compete. I believe they're going to Ohio next year, and then also they'll be looking to go to Japan next summer as well.
Well, we're only a matter of weeks away from the one of the biggest sporting events in the world, which is the Olympics. How much would you love to see your sport of jump rope be part of the Olympics? Maybe 28, maybe 32.
I would, I would like actually go insane. I would love to see jump rope be part of the Olympics. I believe currently we're doing something at the Olympics just as like a preview for jump rope to be in there. So it's currently in the works of being in there. I know I have a couple friends who are going to be on their way to Paris in 2 weeks to do little showcases or little events to show off jump rope in the like sport aspect.
Yes.
We have 5 people from a team in Idaho who are very much like some of the showier people in the sport. A lot of flips, a lot of really really big tricks. So they'll be really good to show off the sport in Paris.
Yeah. Well, I figure breakdance could be in the Olympics. This jump rope should be in the Olympics too. So,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
when 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 you're getting ready to perform, what are some of the things you do to make sure that you're fully focused, both mentally and physically, ready for competition?
I think for me, it depends on whether it's a team or individual event. For individual events, I kind of just shut off my brain and just stop thinking for a second because I tend to overthink a little too much. So just like quieting down, making sure that I'm just focused and locked in is really important. For team events, it's definitely making sure that my teammates are also pretty hyper focused and just making sure that we're all in the same mindset and that we're in it to win it.
All right. Well, here's your opportunity to pitch the sport for people that are on the sideline. It could be a parent, it could be an athlete that's seen it take place and is just wondering, how they can get involved. just here's that opportunity for you. You got a minute to tell people just what that sport has done for someone like you. You already explained or expressed that it's taking you places probably you never thought you would see before. But here's that opportunity.
Yeah. So at least recently, the sport's taken me all over the U.S. Like I yesterday, I just got back from a trip over to Salt Lake City, Utah, and Idaho for a project I'm doing with a performance team. Um, I've been to Norway, obviously. I plan to go to Japan next summer. The sport will take you to a lot of different places. I have friends who are currently going to Germany next week to teach a camp over there. Um, it's absolutely amazing. I think the sport is limitless in the creativity. And even if you're not interested in the creative side, you do have speed to where you can just push yourself like limitlessly. We have people who are doing like, I think, 250 steps or 250 jumps in 30 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then for triple unders and endurance event, you have people who are doing thousands of triple unders just unbroken in a row. So the sport really, I don't believe, has a ceiling. And I believe that as more athletes come in, we'll see more of those ceilings get broken more and more. So I'd encourage athletes, even if you aren't starting in jump rope and if you're moving sports, that's even better because you have an athletic background. So it'll make it easy for you to transition into the sport.
Johnny, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations. We look forward to your next big adventure, and we want to continue, give you all the praises of success in the sport of jump rope, and no matter where it takes you, because you know the sport teaches you discipline. You are in school, so it's going to help you in that regard as well. So who knows? As you said, the sport has no ceiling. So sky's the limit. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And we'll talk to you again. Okay.
All right. Have a great day.